Hello friends, Caspia here. So, it's official. As you all know from my last video, the TikTok ban is going to happen. Now listen, I am no one special. I'm just another person, another face in the crowd like everyone else. I just wanted to give my 2 cents about this ordeal with TikTok being banned. Regardless if it does stay, I just feel like even if it does stay, we now see what our government really thinks about us. Out of all things our government had to focus on, they had to focus on TikTok. They couldn't focus on healthcare. They couldn't focus on climate change improvement. They couldn't focus on more infrastructure investment for our states. They couldn't focus on trying to secure the rights of marginalized groups and women. They couldn't focus on student loan and debts or mortgages that are about to be lost. They couldn't focus on improving our minimum wage at all, or wages as a whole. They couldn't even focus on trying to hold the rich accountable. No, focus on banning this application. The one thing I have to say that TikTok did, while I have debunked a lot of people on this application that were just spreading nonsense, even though I'm not perfect, I just look up sources that are credible, the one thing this application did was heavily unite us. Because at the end of the day, we do see that the government and the rich are the biggest cancers of America and just society as a whole. And it's not just about TikTok, it's about the president that we're setting. Remember the story 1984 by George Orwell? That was not meant to be a warning, but now it is. And we need to be careful what could happen next, especially with the next administration coming in. It doesn't matter if Trump even saves the platform or leaves it alone. For all we know, the devil is in the details with who he is. We can all agree on this and unite on this. Our government is shit, the wealthy and the rich are shit as well, and they're trying to divide us. And they're taking away a platform that we could talk to each other easily. One platform that we could all communicate on and talk about each other's lives and just hear each other out regardless if you disagree or not. And they're taking that away. Now, from my personal end, I came onto TikTok here a couple years ago, 2 years or so, to promote my supervillain, Dr. Caspia Kardarki. Because I'm currently in the process of writing a sci-fi novel that I'm trying to bring back the retro sci-fi 80s, 90s style, like kind of like Fire and Ice, He-Man style, you know, like the retro sci-fi you see on posters and whatnot. I'm trying to bring that back, along with the whole aliens background and everything, putting more imperialism, and I'm still in the process of writing. I got a lot done, but I have a lot more to do, but promoting my story on a platform such as Instagram or even YouTube will be very difficult to do because the algorithm does not favor the little guy. They only favor those who can afford marketing and the rich. I didn't just use TikTok just to try and promote my story and my supervillain, you know, with my mask and everything, but I made a lot of friends on TikTok, especially from BookTok, who are now authors promoting their book, and that was my goal for here. I can only hope that even if Trump does save TikTok out of, you know, his own benefit regardless, I can still promote my book, even if he tries to censor people's voices from the other side. Well, my side. That's all I can hope for, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. But I've made a lot of friends on TikTok as well, not just the ones who are political and supported me giving them proper information and sources, or not just the people who supports my story and my love for sci-fi and trying to bring back the retroness of science and everything, and, you know, having something else to read, but I met people, you know, not just people, but made new friends that were into my hobbies as well, such as gaming, PC gaming, heavy metal music, powerlifting, comic books, Marvel and DC, liking TV shows such as The Boys or The Good Place, movies from Marvel or whatever, you know, anything of the sort that was just fun. And now it looks like we're just losing a platform that we can just continue that expansion on. I've talked to people where they heavily disagreed with me on my politics and they'd even troll me with comments, but then give me nice comments about another video where I'm talking about another interest, and then we have a good time. That's why I'm gonna miss TikTok, regardless of what happens, because it probably may not be the same even if it does stay. If it does stay by miracle and it's the same, you could disregard this video, or at least keep it for another time. But nevertheless, TikTok has done something that I believe the people of America haven't done in years. Talk to each other. Now, the Supreme Court may have upheld the ban. Maybe we may lose this out, maybe not. But regardless of what happens, there's one thing that cannot take away from us. Community. We still have our friends and family here. We have each other. And now we can keep in touch on other platforms. And that's what matters the most. Because just remember, we may miss that algorithm, but do you know what makes the algorithm you do. And besides, posting videos of Freya isn't the same on YouTube or Instagram, unless you're like a personal friend, right? And one more point to add. A lot of people I know went to RedNote. I tried it out at first, however, I deleted my account because I've been seeing concerns about how Elon Musk's mother and the like are all connected to RedNote, and they're basically, in cahoots with the not nice people on the application. But man, the people on the application itself were so wholesome, and the fact that content creators are on that application and learning so much about China and other countries as a whole, all the Supreme Court managed to do, along with the government, is open a can of worms and make this worse. Because now they're finding out that China is not this whole industrial wasteland as if like it's Fallout 3, the pit downloadable content. It's actually a very decent place. Yeah, you have your good and your bad, of course, but that's anywhere you go. And if anything, all the system did was make this worse for them. Listen, we all know revolutions for the most part are very bloody and violent, yes. However, sometimes, especially during these times, information and education are the revolution. That's exactly what they're afraid of. And the fact that we won't have to search it all the time on YouTube and we can find it on TikTok is what scares them. But now, we got to keep going. I'm gonna give Neptune a shot when it's out, and we'll see how it goes. But other apps will be out. And that's another thing. All the government managed to do was cut off the Hydra's head and make 10 more pop out, because now there's new applications coming up, and eventually, someone will mimic the algorithm. Or even better, it will happen. Mark my words on that. But one thing America managed to teach us well is how to be capitalist. And us making numerous applications that try and mimic TikTok until we find the perfect one, even to unite, especially against the ruling class, that will be their undoing, because they didn't expect us to benefit from learning how to handle capitalism in the first place. The very tool they use to divide us will be the one to unite us and to make a better world. Anyway, catch me on the other platforms, and if I'm still here, if we're all still here, I'll make more content. I'll make more fun content, even more story content, because I'm still in the process of my writing. I'm just having to think of more characters. But if somehow this is banned officially, unless we find something else, catch me on the other platforms. Anyway, I love you all very much. And even to the ones who are enemies or whatever, well, not enemies, but people who hated all my videos or whatever, kept crying about my mask or something, I'll miss you all too, because the fact is, we can all express ourselves here, and that's what makes everything here beautiful. Keep it metal, y'all. Keep it metal. Be strong, everyone. Be strong.